I am live. What's up, my friends? I know nobody's here yet because you guys didn't know I was going to go live. But you know what happened? It has just been crazy, busy. I've been going. I was in LA yesterday and I had an opportunity to speak and share about being a breast cancer survivor. And it, just a lot of things are happening right now. And so I said, today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about some things live, right? I'm going to talk about celebrity deaths live. And so this is Tracy Allen, aka the Cremation Lady. And like I said, we want to talk about celebrity deaths. And the reason why is because over the past, oh my gosh, I guess every day, doggone it, we hear about somebody that has passed away. And this was somebody that we've known, through TV or movies or music for much of our lives, oftentimes. And like yesterday, the event I was at, there was a gentleman who was part of the Gap band, part of, he named a number of bands, but he's also a comedian. And he was doing an impersonation of Richard Pryor, and he was really funny. And like I said, this event was talking about breast cancer and all types of cancers. Men get cancer too, right? And so prostate cancer and all of that. So these gentlemen were sharing their stories and things of that nature. And just the amount of people that pass away. But he was talking about how there's a lot of entertainers that don't have any kind of health insurance. And so when a deadly situation comes up where people don't have the money to get treated, oh my gosh, now we're talking about people dying. Whereas if they had money, they probably could have gotten the treatment that they need. And so he started a foundation. His name is Victor. Oh, I should have written that down. Victor, I'm going to have to come back and put it in the comments because I can't think of his name. It was funny. And so, anyway, he started an organization to help entertainers to be able to get the money that they need to take care of their insurance, take care of their health, because a lot of them just don't get that. You think, oh, celebrities, they got all the money. Well, people like Beyonce or the group U2. I mean, all these groups and stuff that have tons and tons of money because they've been in the business for many years and they're set, they're okay. So if they get a $1 million bill, no big deal for them. But for the average musician that's out here that's making maybe a couple 100,000 a year, they've got a lifestyle that they've got to take care of now. They become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, their house, their cars, and things of that nature. And oftentimes the money set aside for health wasn't done. So now we're dealing with that, right? And so, when I talk about pre planning, it's not just for people that are your average people, it's for people that have money. Even if you have money and money is not an issue, it still makes sense to put a plan in place. But let me get back to what I was talking about, celebrity deaths. So, not that that's funny, but it's just I crack myself up sometimes because I go a little off track. And so I just, caught myself and said, bring it back, Tracy, reel it back in, because my little mind starts going off in all kind of different directions. But I'm gonna give you the top 10 celebrity deaths that had a huge impact on the world. And I'm gonna start with Prince. Prince, I felt like Prince was really huge, but Prince died in 2016. I'm not going to say that, how he died, but it was 2016. And I remember hearing that Prince had passed away. And that really hurt me. Even though I loved Michael Jackson, and of course he's going to be in these top 10, right? But I loved Michael Jackson, but Prince, it was just something that I really, really adored about Prince. And it was just hard to believe that this man was gone. So I wonder if you remember where you were when Prince passed away. Next, Chadwick Boseman died in 2020. Colon cancer. And the amazing thing about him that a lot of people didn't know, I didn't know at the time, that he was battling cancer of any kind, but he was battling cancer and still shooting the movies and stuff. It, I don't know all of the treatments that he went through, but cancer treatments can take a lot out of you where you feel very, very fatigued and disoriented sometimes. And so for him to get through all of that, it's pretty amazing. But Boseman, and if you don't know who he was, if you've heard of the movie Wakanda, Wakanda Forever, I know you heard of Prince, right? And if you haven't heard of Prince, well, they're going to look these people up. They're amazing. Next on the list is Whitney Houston, died in 2012. She was a shocker too. And you know what? Like I said before in one of my other videos, people are always talking about, oh, well, I'm getting older. Well, all of us are. Every day that we live, we're getting older. We're not going backwards. And so the older we get, yes, as we start getting old, not even just old, as we start getting old and you still have the opportunity to put a plan in place, then it makes sense to do so. But here it was, Whitney Houston, she was still young and beautiful. I mean, middle age, I guess. She was about 40 or something. She wasn't that old. Okay, she wasn't as old as I am now, and she is gone. And such a beautiful, beautiful voice. And for anyone that has a baby, try this. If your baby's crying and you put on Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, see if it stops the baby from crying. I saw a video where somebody was doing that with their baby. And so then I tried it with my grandson. I was on the FaceTime with him because he's over in Japan. But he stopped crying. I was like, oh my gosh. It doesn't work all the time, but sometimes it may work. So try it out. So Whitney Houston. So that was 10, 9, 8. So now we're at number 7, John Lennon. John Lennon died in 1980 after being shot. And there's so many stories out there about who John Lennon was in this life, but he was not an old man. He did not get to be an old man, but he was shot, and the world, just you when you hear about these people that you watch and you watch their energy, the performances and stuff, and then you hear that they're just taken out like that, it's stunning. It's really stunning. But he was a popular person. Elvis Presley, he died 1977. And Elvis, wow, what controversy that was. I remember when he died, and there were so many people that were in denial. They were like, no, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's living somewhere else. And then you start seeing all these Elvis impersonators. That was pretty wild. But, he wasn't the same age I am. These are people that have died before reaching my age. Well, I think Prince, yeah, he was in his 50s. But yeah, so these are folks that are gone. And so Elvis Presley in 1977, I was a little girl, and it was just all over the news, and people were just really losing it after Elvis had passed away. So then we have Steve Irwin, died in 2006, being stung by a stingray. And you know what's crazy? When I look at some of these different videos that people do on social media where they're they're messing around with sharks and stingrays and stuff like that. And it's like everybody, people that remember him passing, people are like, oh, you don't want to mess with them stingrays, because they killed Steve, but he wasn't an old man either. He was not an old man. Heath Ledger, amazing actor, died in 2008. And again, these are young people. These people didn't make it to 60. I'm a whole 60. These people didn't make it that far. But he died in 2008. Heath Ledger, if you don't know who he was in movies. And Steve Irwin, he was known for the Australian, I believe Australian, hopefully I'm getting that right, but Australian, he was out there always messing around with the animals and, sharing all kinds of great information about animals. A lot of people admired him because he was so bold to go out there and do these things. And so Heath Ledger, he played in a lot of movies. He was, like I said, a really great actor. Next is Robin Williams. For those of you that don't know Robin Williams, he was a comedian, actor. He was a lot of fun to watch. Super, just energetic and just funny. He was a funny guy. But you know what? There are a lot of people that are lively, bursts of energy, and we have to still check on those people, because there are people that you see the outside, but you don't see what's going on in the inside. And there are folks that are struggling mentally and they don't want to be here. And uh, it's a person's choice for the most part. But if we can save some lives, let's try. Let's try. Let's not be so quick to want to get rid of folks. Let's help one another. And so sometimes it means checking on somebody. Maybe it's your next door neighbor. Sometimes it's a matter of just smiling at somebody as you walk down the street, or saying something nice to the cashier or the waiter or waitress, something that perks them up and just gives them just a teeny bit of hope to keep moving forward. Anyway, it was sad when I heard that he killed himself. Princess Diana in the number 2 spot died in a car crash in Paris, 1997. The ironic thing about this is that I wasn't sure what I was going to talk to you guys about today, but I had pulled out, I've been cleaning up, trying to get rid of stuff. Like I've shared with you guys before, my goal is that when I'm gone, I'm not leaving a big old mess for my family to take care of, financially as well as in my household. So I'm going through and I'm getting rid of things, but I'm also holding on to some things. And so I came across a magazine that I held after Princess Diana passed away. So that I have a copy of the People magazine that featured the shots and photo shoots and stuff like that of about Princess Diana. But I didn't know her. I didn't know her personally, but I remember I cried when she died. I don't know why, but she seemed like she was a good person, and it was really sad and hard to hear that this lady was gone. Like poof. So she would be proud of her boys, I'm sure. And so now that brings us to, guess who? I said it earlier, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson died in 2009. And, the reason I haven't focused so much on how they died is because it's questionable. Like there's always questions. Um, you can go look it up. Everybody knows Michael Jackson. I know you know who Michael Jackson is. And again, if I mention somebody that you didn't know of, then look it up. The Google's our friend. It ain't like the days when we were kids, Gen Z and stuff, baby boomers and stuff. Why is the sky blue? There was, nobody knew the answers to that. Now we Google everything, right? So if I mention the name that you don't know, then go look it up. But Michael Jackson, what an impact that he had in this life. It is simply amazing to watch so many people that were not alive, like people that were born after he died, and they still want to be like Michael Jackson. They're still doing his dances. They're still trying to sound like him, and just his movements, his sound, his looks, all of that. And I think that is so powerful. And so it makes me wonder, what kind of legacy do you want to leave, right? I don't know you, but you ask yourself, what is it that you want to leave behind? What kind of impact do you think that you can leave in this world? And you may not be at the level of a Michael Jackson or Robin Williams or anything like that, but for the people that you know and love, what's your legacy going to look like? What do you want people to think about you long after you're gone? And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, I don't care because I'm be dead. I know, I get that. But while you're here, while you got the opportunity to think about this, what is it? What is it that you want to leave behind? So that's it, you guys. All of these celebrities were still relatively young folks. They did not have anybody listen. This is Google. This is not, me sitting up here like looking up anything in particular. Examples frequently cited celebrity deaths. So I just kind of pulled that list, and those are the ones that came up at the top. Um, but these are all people that were pretty young. There's a whole lot of people that made some major impacts in the world. But what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to leave? So I'm gonna leave you with that. And next, I have somebody helping me with my YouTube channel now. And so I know he's going to just shoot me because I said I was going to do a video about something else, but I can't find the video, doggone it. So when I find the video that I want to share, then I will share it. But for today, this is what I had on my heart to share with you guys. So thank you for coming by, watching the video. I hope that it's been interesting, if nothing else. And like I said, leave in the comments who your favorite celebrity is that's gone. And what is it that you want? You don't have to put your desire for your legacy in the comments, but it's something to think about. Write it down and put it somewhere. Okay. So thank you. Please like the video. Please feel free to share. Please feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and come back and visit me again another time. So I'm out. Ciao for now, you guys. And we are in. Yes.